Hello everyone. Let's discuss about distributed consents. So the distributed consents ensure the consents of data among nodes in the distributed system or reach an agreement on a proposal. As a distributed consents which ensure the participant or the user which will agree on a particular agreement or protocol where they can able to do the transaction within the system, or we may say that replicated state machine is a set of distributed computers that all start with the same initial value, where we may we may consider over here is that on a particular consensus where all the computers are able to start with some specified value which are agreed within the system. Means when a particular value reached within the system, the computers will going to start. For each state transaction, each of the process decide on the next value. That means whenever a transaction will be happen within the system, that make sure that that process of the transaction will be decide what will be the next value on which basis the next node or the next user will do the transaction or make a transaction within the system. Reaching a consensus means that all the computer must collectively agree on output of this value. Whereas a particular value, or we may say that the output of the particular transaction which will decide the value on which the computers or the users will agree on that, and which will consider as one kind of consensus where the user can able to do the transaction. In relation to the blockchain, consensus mechanisms are linked to the people and method associated with approving transaction on chain. So consensus mechanism in the blockchains are important where the users, we may say the peoples, and the methods which are associated with that system or the blockchain, which will allow you the users to do the operation within the chain. They functions to ensure a blockchain transaction validity and authenticity, and can fall into one of these three most common blockchain consensus categories. Means whenever the distributed consent comes into the picture in a blockchain transaction, always the blockchain will ensure about its validity and authenticity, on which on that basis the transaction or the exchange of money or the exchange of financial transaction will happen within the blockchain. Next, we'll have a discussion on public versus private blockchain. One should understand about there are two kinds of blockchains which are represented or which are used within the network. One as a public and one as a private blockchain. So both will have a different criterias or the both will have a different functionalities depending on that the organization or depending on that different users are able to participate within the blockchain, whether they want to join or whether they want to participate in a public blockchain. They're having a certain rules or the certain privacies or certain securities will be provided with them, where in the private blockchain there will be having a certain kinds of restrictions or the certain kinds of agreements. On that basis they will allow to take the part within the blockchain private blockchain network. So we'll have some discussion or we'll have some comparison on the public and the private blockchains. So we made here one table which will give the idea about what blockchain will be there and what private blockchain is associated. So if you consider about the first access level, so in the public blockchain, you anyone or all the users, whether it is in the within the network or outside the network, any user can able to access that blockchain. Whereas in the private blockchain, it is specifically designed to use in the organization. So those are in the organization, they will or they are only allowed to take part or to enter into the blockchain. And what about the participation? So the participation in the public blockchain is permissionless, anonymous. The permissionless in the sense of there will not be have any authenticity or authentication to give the permission to enter into the blockchain. Anyone can able to enter into the blockchain and they are not familiar to the each others. That anonymous in the sense of they are not the users within the blockchain or the participant in the network are they are not unaware about everyone. They will not know about each others. Whereas in the private blockchain, it is permissionated. That means the authentication or certain protocols which will be governed to the users. On that basis, he will join that private blockchain and everyone know who is the participate within the blockchain. Means the identification are known. Means every users in the private blockchains are known to the all the or each and every user within the network. The next concept it will be of security. In concern with the security, what security is provided in the public and a private blockchain. So public blockchain, the security is consent mechanism, whereas certain kinds of protocols will be there and which will be agreed by the users and they will allow into the blockchains. Whereas and along with that, the public blockchain, the security is provided with the proof of work or proof of stake. Proof of work, that means a particular uh, idea will be given, or particular, depending on their work, it will going to be allowed to enter into the blockchain. Whereas in the private blockchain, the security is provided with the pre-approved participants. Only approved participants will be allowed to enter into the blockchains. Whereas voting and multi-party consents. Here as the consents, which will not only a single consent will be provided, there will be a different number of consents will be there. On that basis, the user will be allowed to enter into the private blockchain. Now the next scenario is about the performance. Whose performance is better? As we consider about the public blockchain, it will having a slow transaction speed. If you consider about the performance of the public blockchain, it will take much time to do the transaction or to have a transaction within the users. Whereas in the private blockchain, as it is a lighter blockchain, that means it will have a few users because it is restricted to the single organization. So the single organization, in the sense of there will be having a limited users who are the participant of the system, and because of that, the transaction speed as compared to the blockchain, as compared to the public blockchain, it is more faster, and which will allow you the users to do the transaction within the system with less amount of time. So these are the differences, or we may say some of the criteria on which we can differentiate whether the blockchain, what public blockchain and what uh, private blockchain will able to make a network within the user. Next, we'll have a discussion on cryptocurrency to the blockchain. So, what cryptocurrency, the what kind of technology we are going to be used in the blockchain? So, blockchain is the technology that enables the existence of a cryptocurrency, where this blockchain will allow you a certain cryptocurrencies. On that basis, we can exchange the transaction, or we may say that cryptocurrency, which is one kind of method or one kind of medium where we are able to do the exchange, such as US dollars, but is a digital and user encryption technique to control the creation of monetary unit and to verify a transfer of fund, as which will having a exchange of money, and which is in the form of digital, and which will use the encryption technique to have the uh, verifying, or to understand what kind of monetary units, or we may say the digital money is going to be transferred as a fund. A cryptocurrency, which will, we may say that is a digital asset designed to work as a medium of exchange, wherein individual coin ownership record are stored in a digital ledger or computerized database using strong cryptography to ensure transaction record entries to control the creation of additional digital coin record and to verify a transfer of coin ownership. So the cryptocurrency, we can say that is one kind of digital asset which are going to be used as one kind of medium to exchange the coin ownership between the users, which will store the digital ledgers, or we may say that is some kind of computerized database, and which will having a strong cryptography. Transaction secure transaction will be represent within the record, and which will give the additional digital record coin record to verify whether that transfer within the ownership or not. Typically does not exist in physical form, and it is typically not issued by a central authority, as this is as an digital form. That means the physical form, it will not going to be considered as a paper money, only it is having in a digital form, and which will not going to be issued, or which will not be going to be handled by a central authority. It is only handled by users within the network, blockchain network. So cryptocurrency are decentralized control as opposed to centralized digital currency and central banking system. As the cryptocurrency, which is the main concept of the blockchain, is of decentralized system, so it will going to be opposing, or it will not going to be used the centralized digital currency. So no banking or no central banking system involved within it. When a cryptocurrency is minted or created prior to issues or hold or held on the centralized exchange, it is generally considered centralized. One more thing is that as we have discussing about a blockchain is a decentralized process, but when some of the cryptocurrencies are going to be created with the prior held of the some kind of centralized exchange, or centralized authorities, or centralized policies, we may consider that is the blockchain is an centralized uh, distributed centralized system where uh, single users or central authority will handle all kind of transaction within the system. Then we can say the cryptocurrency which is used within the system is handled by a central system. When implemented with the decentralized control, each cryptocurrency work through distributed ledger technology, typically a blockchain that serves a public financial transaction database. In oppose or in vice versa of the centralized system, if we're having a decentralized control, then every transaction is of the cryptocurrency is work on a distributed distributed ledger technology, where everyone will have the access to the database, and they will make transaction within the users, or we may say that is transaction will happen the public financial transaction which are reflect within the database. So the users within the database which are able to find what kind of exchange or what kind of transaction is happen, and that time will we can say it is a one kind of a blockchain which is used the method of decentralized control system with the help of cryptocurrency or with the help of some certain agreement or certain timestamp within the system. As the cryptocurrency is one, we can say that is representing with certain kinds of values or certain kinds of resulting values which are used to represent about when or what kind of user will be added within the blockchain, or which will provided with the certain kinds of hash values or hash functions which will reflect within the blockchain and which will allow the user to make transaction or to use a blockchain to do the transaction. Thank you.